Hi, my name is Jason Fitz-Gerald and I am a multidisciplinary artist and educator. I would like to share some of my work with you. But before I do, I would like to tell you about the genesis of my work, from whence it came. Before the beginning of America, blacks were brought into these shores in chains. We were used, abused, discarded like trash. We were even told and schooled that we were such, but I didn't believe that. So in the making of my work, I went back into the trash where I was dumped to find, resuscitate, reclaim, and rebuild myself. And using fire as my brush, I burned and collaged my spirit into a beautiful whole. I love art. I love all the elements of art, especially lines. So in my work, you will see various elements highlighted. I then looked to the creative artists of the civil rights era to learn how, in that volatile time, how they used their own suffering as fodder to speak and creatively express from within and outside of those confined, established racist lines, to speak of their condition, to do so through art and jazz and gospel and the sweet pulsating pain and poetry of rhythm and blues, and many other avenues to teach, empower, and heal. And so informed, I also use my art in this present time to teach about our trajectory and to empower, heal, and celebrate culture and diversity. So just don't tolerate me. In this time, I am also a consciousness of one. See me, touch me, feel me, because I also have a story that Black Lives Matter. Thank you. Hi. So I want to tell you about some of my work. I paint with fire on discarded wood and cardboard and things like that. So I'm going to try to give you a little bit of in-depth walk on some of my work. The work behind me, this work behind here, was done on wood I found in a construction site. And I used the grains of the wood as a part of my design to highlight what I wanted to say in my wood. The one behind me was also found at another place where I can't remember, and that was also done with fire, painting with fire. I love working with fire and wood. Um, and then I work on cloth. So these are cloth and stuff like that that I got out of Africa, and I put them together to make my artwork. My work is kind of eclectic, so I don't know sometimes what I'm going to do. I might have an idea, and then as I'm developing the idea, things may happen. I found out a long time ago that I may have an idea and start with the idea, but then the idea changes. And at first I would get kind of with myself, but I've learned to relax into it and let the work tell me what it wants to do and take me on this journey. So I am always for travel, and this is my work. I'm going to show you some other things that, pieces of things that I found and the wood that I found that was discarded, and what I did with them. And this is metal. I found this also, most of the stuff that I work with are things that I found because of the whole idea of as blacks coming into the country and discarding and throwing us away. I try to go back into the garbage and places that things are discarded and try to take them and beautify them and try to find myself in them. And this is a piece of metal that I found, and I welded and made this stuff and shaped it and everything. And painted and sanded and stuff. This is another piece of wood that I found. I put paper on it and so give it some kind of a texture, and made the frames and burnt the frame and all of that stuff. On this piece, this is all beads and stuff I brought back from Africa. And the pedals to this on was also wood that I found Someone gave me this piece of wood that was all curled up, and they were throwing it away, and I asked if I could have it, and it says, yes, have it. So I took this and I thought about what I'm going to do, and what I did is to say I'm going to make a representative of myself. So this is my Africanness. The outside, the design and stuff is my Africanness. I pasted it first with poems, my own poetry that I wrote, and then I painted over it to represent my Africanness. And the inside of it, with the red, white, and blue and the flag on the inside, it tells about America. So inside my head, because I spent most of my years in this country, represents America. The here, all the rasta here, are pages from screenplays and poetry that I wrote. And because all of this stuff is coming out of my head, I just rolled it up and twisted it and to represent myself. So here, another part of my Africanness. A piece of wood that I found. And I found this in the water. This was waterlogged when I was having my studio in East Boston. I took it, I put it in the sun, I dried it, and after it was dried, then I started to do things with it. Using cowrie shells, which was used as money for a long time in Africa. I designed it, made, sculpted out to put the face in there, using parts of it as the beard, and putting in porcupine quills as a part of the hair and the hair design. So here's another piece of my work. This is a collage that I did with things that are coming out of the civil rights movement to the present day, and highlighting people that were very influential and to me, like Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, the signs we should overcome, Walter Scott, Stokely Carmichael, Eric Garner, people that were killed by the police. And then I have little saying, Trayvon, Emmett, race alive, the schism of race in this country, Nat Turner, and a part of my poetry, where are you gonna go where were you when you crucified my soul? And all of this highlights parts of newspapers and stuff like that that's coming out of that horrible time, and even now today. And this is a representative of me walking through all of this, burnt, brutalized, and all of this. So it says here, redemption, all I ever had, redemption song from Bob Marley. So here is another piece that represents my life, my walk, my travels through life, and especially through this morass, through this racist morass in America. Thank you.